and it's going to be on a private link. So let's not say anything that we don't want anybody to hear or anything like that too.
Okay.
And the information, that we're going to talk about is, it's just the stuff that we deal with. And I want other people to be involved to kind of know what's going on with it too, because this is actually the third arm that we're talking about of the All of Us event, because there's the arts, entertainment, and events, which is my section. There's food and beverage, which is JD's section, and then Coop was in charge of this section. It's basically logistics, gate placement, and volunteers. And logistics is just kind of a general term for that, all under one umbrella. But with Coop not being here, the thought was I would break up that responsibility with Galaxy and us kind of leading in the different areas. And then Pickle, you would be kind of coming in and helping and supporting Galaxy, and Russ would probably find somebody that would support him too. Does that make sense?
I think that makes sense.
The personalities, Galaxy and Indigo and some other people who are, in leadership positions like this can be really important, because there's a voice that carries and there's a level of respect that I think both of these people have. Not saying that you don't, Pickle, but I want, there's a level of that, familiar face that I think will work in these roles. And you're a tremendous energy, and I really am thrilled to have you as part of this.
Thank you. I'm happy to help.
Oh, cool. I'm glad. Well, then the question becomes, how do we split this up? Because I know that Russ or Indigo doesn't have a lot of time. Galaxy, that you don't have, I don't know if you have the time or what kind of time you have to put into this, because if we look at the three parts of this, there's gate and placement, which requires some forethought and some preparation work before we get out there. No, that's with gate. And then with placement, there's just some administrative stuff, making sure people get situated. If there's a conflict with a situation where someone's sleeping, that we get that resolved. And then we just have like some certain special things that are going to come up on the horizon that I need to be able to say, here's this situation, I need you to handle that. And it's nice because I'd rather not feel that I need to give too much input. I'd rather, you kind of take this and handle it. Because I think we've all done this Burning Man bullshit long enough.
Yeah.
Where I think we got a hand on a lot of this stuff. And it's basically like running a theme camp. I mean, it's basically like just making sure certain shit gets done. And we've got some people that want, special price tickets and are, kind of signing themselves over for that. But at the same time, I just need to get this, this arm of the beast, taken care of. Now, Galaxy, have you given any thought to whether you'd like to be more involved with Smith, Gate, or volunteers, or two of those things, or are three of those things too much for you?
I don't know. I mean, I think they all kind of go together. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think like the placement stuff is probably going to be a little bit more heavy early on when we're getting all the people with special tickets figured out. And then the volunteers at the event will pretty much take over putting people in the right spot, right?
Yeah. And it's just for you just got to make sure that, you know, like there's certain things that'll come up like for placement, for example, that there's a coordination with the gate to make sure everybody's signing waivers when they're coming on. We've got to add some other things this year, like you know, use of pictures, or you know, people declining to be, you know, in pictures that are used for talking about the event. Stuff like that. That there's little mealy things that we got to get all together, and then we got to get them printed out, make sure the gate has them, and we account for every single person that comes in. So yeah, there's a strong link between placement, gate, and the volunteers. Do you feel that you have the capacity to kind of head that up?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So let me talk about placement first then. Well, let me also say that if Russ is still driven on this, then I'll ask him to support you. So you've got 2 soldiers in your army already. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. That really makes me happy to have you in that role. Totally. So I also sent a second document to the chat. It's going to a Google spreadsheet, and this is where we are at with placement right now. The tab at the bottom of the screen says placement chart, and this is basically how all the cabins are organized. This
I
is
don't see
not.
the document yet. Like, is it in the?
I sent it the link in the same chat window as that I sent the link to this.
Oh, in Facebook. Okay.
Yeah, Facebook. Sorry.
Okay.
Got it.
It doesn't seem like the link worked for me.
Yeah,
Really?
I have it open. It says there's 2 tabs, right? Placement chart and
Yeah, you got it. I see you attached to it because it's a living document. It shows me that you're on there too. Galaxy, the link's not working for you?
No, it says Google Docs thinks I'm offline, but obviously I'm not offline.
That's crazy.
So that's weird. I don't know. Can you screen share while you're talking about it?
Yeah, let me do that. Oh, hold on. I gotta get to the right button here. There it is. Let's get our infinite windows of windows here. Hold on. There we go. All right. So this is the document here. This basically demonstrates. I'm sorry, I'm just watching my screen pop up messages. This basically demonstrates that how the cabins are laid out. So cabin 1, cabin 2, and then it goes into 5, 6, and 7. There is no cabin 3 and 4. So there's that. And then in the lodge is where the dormitory beds are at. And you can see I've already been placing people areas. And those that need to, you know, be housed with the production team, I've started putting them in. These are the people that have either requested that or it's just part of the agreement for how they're coming in. But as the tickets are selling, this is how I'm starting to just fit people in. When they get to the gate, I'm giving them a chance to basically choose where they want in most circumstances. These cabins here, A through H, those are sold individually by the people that have bought them already. Those are almost completely sold out. I've been using these columns here on the side to determine what's still available. So I just put a count up here. I still have 32 twin beds available. I have, 3 full beds, 3 queens. And that's what I put on the ticket sales that started on February 1st. And so we're still now, between now and just prior to event is when we'll probably start filling those in and hopefully get more people out there. Is there any questions on this document, you guys?
It seems fairly straightforward.
Yeah, and then this, hold on, I'm waiting for this page to load. So as tickets are sold, I'm just putting the people's information onto the other page just so I can stay up to date on what's going on. That's an issue that is starting to become apparent is there's not many people buying the bedding bundles. And that I need to make sure people also understand there needs to be bedding on these beds when they're sleeping in them. You know what I mean? They have to have something. They're not just going to sleep on a raw mattress. So I need to communicate that. And I'm sharing that with you guys because I hear this just so, we start getting the word circulated. And then we have some people that bought like a queen size bed. And if they're in a dormitory or not in a private cabin, if they want a second person in that bed, they need to buy a basic ticket, the basic camping ticket. Because basically those people can camp almost anywhere they want when they arrive within certain parameters. Because you guys have all seen how the tickets are structured, right?
Can you show us? Because I don't remember all of the different options from this year.
Hold on one second. Let me get a bounce over there and bring that up real quick. So on Eventbrite, I'm gonna go over and do that real quick. Shamed. All right, let's see where we at. Eventbrite. Are you loading? You're thinking about it. So some of the feedback I got.
Oh, the bedding bundle, is that like a sleeping bag or something so that people have something to sleep on? Or is that like sheets or?
Sheets, blankets, and pillow.
Oh, okay.
If they have a queen bed, they'll get a bedding bundle for a queen bed. Full bed, twin bed. Does that make sense?
No, that makes sense.
Now I'm going to post the video link on the production page group. That way Russ or anyone else who wants to help out can review it, and then maybe they'll reach out to you to see about helping out. We're going to actually I want to start the volunteer form in March. People pushed on to that, signed up for different things. It's nice that we don't have as many needs as we did at Groundswell. Our cleanliness that we have to leave the land in is not as pristine as it is at Groundswell, which is kind of nice. Don't let that 1064 fool you. It's just a misnomer. It's just taking forever to load. There we go. All right, tickets. Come on, computer. I hit a button I didn't want to hit. Come on. I have a computer that doesn't have a lot of memory, and
It happens.
what I got. Yeah. That's what you get for a $300 computer. So the tickets, like there's just general camping, RV, or someone bringing a trailer, right?
Mhm.
So in the early bird sale, we had we didn't have as many sales as I thought. I thought those would go first, but it was the cabins that went first, which kind of like blew me back a little bit because I was a little bit shocked. A second of general camping with a tent, because there's some nice little remote sites along the hiking trail. So if people want to be away from other people for whatever reasons, they have an opportunity to do that. And that's on the main sale remote only one there. And then the main sale, just the regular one, is here right now. Oh my gosh, we already had two. Sorry, I missed that.
I have a question about this. Do you have a map where these are like laid out on the map?
Yeah, and I'll give that to you. I'm planning on distributing that at the meeting next week.
Okay.
Put a lot on the table next week to people. You know what I mean? So by next week, we're going to have a lot of milestones accomplished. We're getting to the point where I need, whoever's going to structure the volunteer stuff needs to start working on that. Do you have an idea on how you want to do that?
Of how I want to do the map, or what are you talking about?
No, like in one case, what I'm doing is I'm using iVolunteer. iVolunteer.com to get people to sign up for different voluntary stuff.
Okay.
Them an email of what they've signed up for, and it gets you as an administrator a good list of people that are volunteer for different roles, and you get the whole schedule. That's an option. That's just one that I've started to use for Sun Guardians, for example. But the Radical Fairies have been using it for some of their events, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. So, but I'm open to other ideas too.
No, it sounds good. I mean, I haven't used any tools like that, so I'm open to that.
Okay, it's something to consider. Like I said, I'd like to start getting the volunteer stuff out in March. I've got 2 people that are already eager to get signed up on stuff. They bought special price tickets. That's how they were able to buy special price tickets, so they could, sell their souls to me for the weekend.
Cool.
And so they'd be really good on the gate. It's Fred is one of them. I don't remember the other guy's name, but they're a couple, and they're a lot of fun. Are there still questions about the tickets? Do we need to bounce back to that?
I think we're good.
Okay, so just as a footnote too, and I had a meeting yesterday with Ariel from Gender Blender, and just to talk about how we could get more trans and female or more gender and racial, diversity without beating people over the head over it. And we need to do a bit better job of getting people acculturated around trans and women, especially in a sea of gay white men. This is something that we're going to work on, but I think I'm going to pull one of the cabins and possibly reserve that for other gender identifying people if they want a safe place.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Well,
Okay. So that one cabin that sleeps, I think 7, will be pulled off of there today until further notice. And then it'll be reserved for Gender Blender if I can get that group in, and any other, whatever gender identifying people that want to make sure they have a safe place. I want to say it right, but I'm trying not to put my foot in my mouth. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so I think what we've done is we've accomplished a lot. Galaxy, I really appreciate you stepping forward and helping me with this part. Pickle, you are always a joy. Your energy. With Russ on your team, I think it could be a great thing. Russ has got a lot on his plate right now, but he's willing to make room to be a part of this and make this happen. I just wish he could have been here. I had dinner with him last week to talk about this. And it was actually his idea for us to try and get together for lunch this week too. The group of us. We tried. We tried.
Yeah.
I was willing to go to Oakland. Yay.
Thank you.
I know it's hard to get out. It's hard for me to get out of San Francisco, and it's all in here. So, we'll at the meeting next week, we'll talk about stuff, and I want you guys to feel confident and be able to speak up and offer ideas too. And because the board meeting is that nice grounding time where a lot of us that are working on this from different angles are going to be able to get together and talk and hang out for a little bit. I just have to figure out where that's going to happen.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other questions, or did I talk your ear off?
I'm good. I mean, I think it's going to be great. And I really appreciate you stepping up, Pickle, to help me out. And I think the questions will come up, as we get down into the details. But for now, it's looking pretty good.
Awesome. Totally awesome. I appreciate your time, guys. You guys have a good day. And I'm glad that at least we could get a conference call in together.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, sister. Bye.
Bye.